Hello. So today we're going to go through handstands. So these are a really lovely exercise for anyone that maybe needs to wake up their shoulders, maybe needs to wake them up before doing some more challenging exercises in the gym. This is quite a nice kind of warm up, kind of wake up call for shoulders to really activate all of the scapular stabilizers, so all the muscles kind of around our shoulder blades, but also to kind of get a little bit of gentle compression, a little bit of weight bearing into the shoulder joint itself to get your rotator cuff recruiting really nicely. And sometimes, so we might have done this in session, or you can always do this yourself. In order to know whether it's working and doing its job, you can check what your range of movement feels like. How heavy is it? Is it painful? Does it feel restricted? Do a little bit of this and then go back to, say for example, a simple lateral raise or just straight up overhead and just retest. If this is doing what we want it to do, things should feel a bit lighter. They might feel as though they just work a bit more synergistically. You might feel a bit stronger or less painful. So you can do that as a nice little kind of tester, and as I said, we might have done that in session already to see whether this is a really nice exercise for you to be doing. So yeah, you position this within your workout as part of your warm-up. You might do a bit of mobility stuff, just get things moving, getting your shoulders moving, and then you do a bit of this before you maybe pick up your weights and do your sort of other session. I'm going to show you how to do this, so I'm going to use the end of my plinth, but this could be a weights bench, it could be a chair at home, it doesn't really matter. I guess if you're doing this off a chair that moves, it's an extra core stability challenge, but just be really careful when you're doing this if you are using anything that moves easily. So yeah, weights bench is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'll talk you through it. So I'm going to start off kneeling on the chair, bench, whatever surface you've chosen. I've got a mat down here just for a bit of grip. And I want to place my hands when I come down, I want them to be slightly wider than shoulder width, okay? When I go upside down, I then want the crown of my head just relaxing down towards the ground, so we shouldn't have neck tension or anything like that. So I'm simply going to place my hands slightly wider than shoulder width. I'm going to check that I'm comfortable, first of all. Then find the crown of my head lengthening down towards the ground to give me a nice long back of neck. And then I'm going to think about creating space through my shoulders. So we don't want to be all tight and constricted up here. We want to create a bit of space around our neck and our ears and our shoulders. And we want to think about plugging our shoulder blades into our rib cage. Okay? So we'll just start off playing around. So we're going to take the tension out of our neck and shoulders, plug shoulder blades into rib cage, and just see how that feels to start off with. If I want to add an extra level of challenge, I might do a little bit of a sway side to side. Or I can see whether I can stabilise and then lengthen one leg. This will add another challenge to my shoulders. Can I keep the tension out of my neck? Can I support myself with my shoulder blades as I'm doing this? To come back up, just walk your hands back up. Your first couple of reps of this might feel a bit weird because your body needs to manage your blood pressure whilst going upside down. First thing to bear in mind. So if you come up and feel a bit dizzy, feel a bit woozy, just take time to sit, let that pass. That will get better as your body learns how to manage your blood pressure when you're going upside down. It's not something we do unless we do yoga and things like that. That's your first thing. Second thing, all I was doing when upside down was I was thinking about keeping the tension out of my neck and shoulders, creating space, seeing whether I could plug my shoulders into my rib cage, making sure that neck, shoulders is all nice and spacious. Space between your ears and your shoulders is a nice way to think about it. And we really want to be using these muscles around our rib cage to recruit. Amount of time spent doing it, 30 seconds to a minute maybe, but you might find 10 seconds is enough for your first few reps. Just build up to 30 seconds as you're able to. Your next step from there is then walking your legs up the wall with your hands on the floor, because that's extra load. But whilst you're in discomfort, or if you're having shoulder issues, especially if you're recovering from injury, and very much if you're recovering from surgery, don't progress onto that too quickly. Stay with this nice low load. You should find that this is still effective, and you can add in those extra layers of challenge if you want to. Okay, as always, drop me an email if you've got any questions. Take care.